Could you please take this opportunity to turn your mobile phones to silent? And during the ceremony, please feel free to take photos. But remember that we're all here to be part of the ceremony, just not to capture it. And please, if you will not post to social media until Chris and Lauren have had a chance to do so themselves. After you've given your congratulations, we'll be having a group photo, which will be just over here under this big tree. So give your attention to the photographer then. Thank you.
Stars look like they're not shining. Her hair, all supposed to do with other trying. She's so beautiful, so I tell her every day. Yeah, I know, when I compliment her, she won't believe me. It's so sad to think that she won't see what I see. Every time she asks me, do I look okay? I say, when I see your face, there's not a thing that I would change. 'Cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are. Her lips, I kiss them all day if she let me. Her laugh, she hates what I think it's so sexy. She's so beautiful, and I tell her every day. Oh, you know I'll never ask you to change. If perfect's what you're searching for, then just do the same. So, don't even bother asking if you look okay. You know what I'll say when I see your face. There's not a thing that I would change. 'Cause you're amazing, just the way you are. And when you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. 'Cause girl, you're amazing, just the way you are.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If there's anyone who would like to fill up the seats here, please feel free to take a seat. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Deborah Keating, and I have the honour of being the celebrant today for this wedding ceremony for Chris and Lauren. I'm just going to change mics. Family and friends, you've been invited here today to share with Chris and Lauren a very important moment in their lives. In the years they have been together, their love and understanding of each other has grown and matured, and now they have decided they wish to live their lives together as husband and wife. Chris and Lauren, this gathering is made up of people who have played important parts in your lives. They are your family and your friends, and they've helped to create the people that you have become today. As you speak the words, it will unite you. Remember those here today. By their presence, you know that in good days and bad, you will never be alone. Marriage is not a bond to be entered into lightly. It should be entered only after considerable thought and reflection. By taking your vows together today, your relationship will become stronger, better, and deeper. Today, Chris and Lauren demonstrate their devotion to each other by dedicating themselves to a life together. They show their respect for each other by setting forth to honour the vows they have written for each other, for today and for all the years to come. On behalf of Chris and Lauren, thank you for joining us here. They are delighted you have come to share in their joy on their special day. During this ceremony, Chris and Lauren will exchange rings. These rings are a visible sign of their commitment to each other. As this ceremony proceeds, we ask that our guests take part in the warming of the rings. The wedding rings will be passed around through the guests. As each of you receive the rings, we ask that you hold the rings in your hand and take a moment to bless Chris and Lauren's marriage by wishing them health, happiness, and a meaningful life together before passing the rings on to the next person. When these rings come back to them, they will contain that which is priceless, your blessing, love, hope, and spirit. These are the days of equality, but as you know, in ancient times it was a custom for a young woman to be under the authority and the protection of the man who was head of her household, usually a father or older brother. When she married, the responsibility and the authority passed to her husband. This was the origin of the giving away ceremony. I now ask who then, on behalf of us all, presents this woman to be married to this man. Thank you, Steve. It is Chris and Lauren's wish that we join with them for a moment to remember those who cannot be here today, especially Chris's dad, Jesus Peñas Jr. Although he and other family members cannot be here physically, we know they are here in spirit, wishing Chris and Lauren a lifetime of happiness. May they know they are loved and remembered always. Chris and Lauren's story began at the end of December 2007. They were always meant to be together. It's their destiny. They met online, on MSN in fact, and that was through a friend. And they spoke for about 4 weeks before building up the courage to meet in person. They arranged for Chris to travel by train from St Albans to meet at the Broadmeadows train station. And from there they went to the movies, with Lauren's friends following and being very obvious about it to make sure she was okay. Another date followed and another, and it was on the third date, seeing another movie, which just happened to be Alvin and the Chipmunks, that Chris leant in for their first kiss, and Lauren responded in kind. After a discussion on Leap Year Day, 29th of February 2008, these two were officially off the market. There is some disagreement as to who said the magic words first. Lauren believes it was her on the phone, and that Chris's reaction was to hop on the train from St Albans and respond in person. Chris describes Lauren as unselfish, affectionate, indecisive, always thinking of others, and is very helpful. A positive person who always looks on the bright side of things. He loves that she encourages him to do different things in life, like their trips to the US, Thailand, Bali, and cruising. A caring person who gives him unlimited cuddles and kisses. Although it drives him crazy that she sometimes does things at the last minute and puts herself into a panic, she can be messy, and she constantly leaves the lights on. She more than makes up for this by sharing their common interest in Nintendo and Mario games, and always saying "I love you" before leaving the house. Most of all though, he loves it when he chases her around the house and she does a funny run, pretending to try and get away from him. Lauren describes Chris as very caring and would do anything for family and friends. He is hard-working and always thinks about their future. She loves his crazy sense of humour, his silly faces and dances he performs to make her laugh, that he is considered and will look at both sides of an issue before making a decision. Although he has the memory of a goldfish, she often finds herself repeating things. He can be a neat freak and pulls all the power plugs from the walls when the appliance is not in use. And she doesn't realise this and tries to use said appliance. He more than makes up for this by anticipating what needs to be done and doing it, telling her he loves her every night before they go to sleep, and warming her up when she's cold. Most of all, though, she loves it when Chris cuddles her, especially during a thunderstorm. But it's actually debatable as to which of the pair is actually scared of the storm. Fast forward to January 2014. Chris went out to purchase a very special present for Lauren. They had talked about marriage in a general sense, but not specifically about getting engaged. Chris had been sneaky in the past, taking Lauren ring shopping for a friendship ring to get her correct size, when a previous gift ring had broken. So Chris went shopping and found the perfect engagement ring. After resizing, he picked it up and took it home to wait for the right time. He sort of asked Steve by asking him to step out the back with him, showing him the engagement ring and asking him if he liked it. But Chris never actually spoke the words, "Can I marry your daughter?" But given that there was no objection, Chris took that as a yes. Lauren at that time was still living with Mum and Dad. Chris then started to plan the perfect proposal. It was March the 1st, 2014, as there was no 29th of February. They had gone away for the weekend to Rosebud to celebrate their anniversary. They had not booked accommodation, much to the worry of Lauren. They had fish and chips for lunch on the beach. Then Chris wanted to go for a walk. But Lauren was stressing about where they were going to stay. Lauren knew accommodation would be hard to find, as there was an event on in Rosebud that weekend. But all Chris wanted to do was get the proposal underway. They ended up finding accommodation in Carrum Downs, and it was in their room enjoying strawberries and champagne after dinner that they swapped presents for their anniversary. But Chris had another present too, and as he dropped to one knee, he asked, "Will you marry me?" Lauren just cried, and cried, and cried. And as she did, she nodded her answer to him, which brings us to today. Today we'll borrow a poem from an unknown author and use it in our ceremony. Chris and Lauren, please join both your hands so you may see the gift being given to you. These are the hands, young, strong, and vibrant with love, that are holding yours on your wedding day. These are the hands that will countless times wipe tears of sorrow and tears of joy from your eyes. These are the hands that will tenderly lift your chin to look into your eyes filled completely with love and desire for you. These are the hands that will comfort you when you are sick, or console you when you are grieving. These are the hands that will hold each of your children in tender love, soothing and encouraging them along the way, and knowing when it's time to let go. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled and aged, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness they give you today, with just a touch. My wish for you is that these hands always be held by one another, holding on through any storms and being tender and gentle as they nurture each other in love. I, Deborah Keating, civil celebrant, am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. Before you, Christian Peñas, and you, Lauren Rochelle Harvey, are joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses. I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is a union of two people, to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. Chris, will you take Lauren to be your wife, your lifelong partner?
I do.
Thank you, Chris.
I ask everyone here to witness that I, Christian Peñas, take you, Lauren Rochelle Harvey, to be my wife tonight. I promise to be there when you need me, to fill your days with sunshine, to comfort you and encourage you, to help you reach your goals, to be your best friend, and to love you with all my life and all my heart.
Lauren, will you take Chris to be your husband, your lifelong partner?
I will. I ask everyone here to witness that I, Lauren Rochelle Harvey, take you, Christian Peñas, to be my wedded husband. I promise to be there when you need me, to fill your days with sunshine, to comfort you and encourage you, to help you reach your goals, to be your best friend, and to love you all my life with all my heart.
JJ, will you please pass the first ring?
With this ring, I wed you, Lauren, for today and tomorrow, and all the tomorrows to come. Wear it, think of me often, and know that I'll love you, always and forever.
JJ, will you please pass the second ring? Bit of overacting, but never mind.
With this ring, I wed you, Chris, for today and for tomorrow, and all the tomorrows to come. Wear it, think of me often, and know that I will love you, always and forever. Mahalo kika.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris and Lauren have declared before all of us that they will live together in marriage. They have made special promises to each other. They have symbolised it by joining hands, taking vows, and exchanging rings. So therefore, I now declare them to be husband and wife. Chris, you may kiss your bride. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy this music that Chris and Lauren have chosen while we complete the signing of the legal documentation. Loida and Kerry Ann, will you please join us?